So you clicked on this video to know how to get a 5-star park, and that's exactly what we are going to do in this video. So let's get straight into it. So you just started off the game and we are going to start a new park. What we're going to do is skip the tutorial just like that. We don't need that, and we are going to delete this whole middle plot. Okay, once you have done that, we are going to make a really small path. It doesn't really matter how long it is at the moment, and we're going to add a path right there. At this place, at the edge of the park, we are going to add all the stalls that you want in your park. I'm just going to place some. It doesn't really matter right now. Okay, then of course we need coasters because we need a 5-star park. So we have quite some space. Where we are going to put the coaster is right here. I'm going to make the station too long, and I will be placing the coaster one piece going up and then another piece. What we're then going to do is make the train length from 3 to 2, so when it fits. For some coasters you might need to change to 1 because the train is actually longer, especially with the new coaster types. So we're going to place the entrance right there and the exit here, and then we are going to build the queue just like that. So we can actually place some scenery right in the middle here. So what we want to do is place as much as possible of these hedges all around where we can. You can make them too high, 3 high, just how high you want. I'm going to make them too high. So what do these these increase the right excitement and all the stats a lot. And then I'm also going to place some trees right around here because we're not going to have anything around there. And then we are going to open the ride. There's one thing also really important if you want to make this process way quicker. So once you have opened your park, you are going to look multiple times, like each 5 minutes, look on the thoughts. Right here you will be seeing what people think of your coaster. If they say this ride is too cheap, then you can increase the price, or if people say the price is too expensive, you're going to decrease it. Most price can be upped with 3 to 4 in-game money, so I'm already doing it one more expensive, but as you will see, people are already queuing in, and after some time now they're saying I'm excited for the junior coaster, and I think if I look in a few minutes they will say the junior coaster is really cheap. But now we have one coaster. Let's also do this for the World Mouse coaster, and let's just do that straight on the other side. And as you can see, I have only placed one coaster, 4 stalls. I have already hit getting started achievement, which means we got now a few new roller coasters, so as the corkscrew and the steeplish. There's also a really good tip that I'm going to show you. If you go to the settings at the right down corner, scroll down a little bit, and right here you have show legacy content in bold menu. If you press that, you now are able to place way more. As you can see, now also have the old steel coaster, which of course also produces money. So let's really quick finish this right off. And before I forget it, because you can already see it, people are going to start littering. So what you want to get are of course some trash cans and seats. And this is also a really important step of getting a 5-star park, because if there's almost any litter in your park, it will not be granted to you. So what you're going to do is probably place a trash can every other path, and on the other path you are going to place seats, because you can place actually seats in front of the queue, and it doesn't really matter for anyone because they're just going to keep walking through it, because people in the game are really stupid. So we're just going to place some more stuff and make sure you clean everything off the ground, because this will in fact address the 5-star part. Let's give this right all the hedges it needs. There we go. And also a really important thing you need to do with your park is slowly increase the price of your park. Of course, you're going to get more guests, there are going to be more rides, so you can actually increase the entry cost every time you do it a little bit. Every time I get like half a star, I increase it with $5. But now timer, why did you make this path in the middle? That's because we are going to place the rides on this side of the park, because only with coasters you're sadly not going to make it. Luckily we won't be needing a lot of rides, but just a few, and one of those really good rides is this, the new Teacups ride. For some reason people absolutely love this coaster. So let's give it a queue, let's open it, let's give it an exit, and then of course we're going to do the same as with the coaster. We're going to place hedges all around it, so we increase the excitement rate of this ride, so way more people are going to ride. And if you have the disable collision patch, you can of course also place the trees in the right. Of course, I don't have it, so I'm not able to do that. And next to that, I am going to place the space rings. I think that's also a really nice addition to the park. And of course, we do straight up the same with this, right? All the hedges with the trees. There we go. Of course, we are getting quite a lot of guests now. We have already 26. This also means we are going to place a lot more stalls. There we go. And I think people are in need of a new coaster. So we are going to place the steel coaster right here. And of course, we're just going to do exactly the same as we did with the other coasters. Make sure the train length is one shorter. Entrance, exit with a queue. Then we need to of course increase the length of the path a little bit. Open the ride, give it the hedges, and of course the trees right there. Let's increase the price of the park a little bit. I'm just going to move it to 28. We now have 1.5 star. I hope you have it too. If not, maybe place some more stalls or some small things, or just continue with the tutorial. Slowly we'll get more stuff. And if you still don't have it, just place a ride that you already have. Just place another coaster of the same time. It doesn't really matter. Now of course on the other side we also want the steep chase coaster, so let's place that right here. And now we are coming at the moment where we are going to have a problem. We don't have enough money. There are two options on how to get money. Of course you can buy it. Don't, just wait for your money. This is just sadly a long process that takes time. So I'm just going to wait for some money and I will be right back.
5 minutes later.
Alright, so I personally have waited quite a long time. I think I waited around 20 minutes, and as you can see I now have 33,000 in-game money. You don't have to wait so long. I just waited because I was going to do something else, but now I'm back. And in the meantime, as you can see, I also got a 2-star park, which means I can now place a few new rides as the inverted coaster and the flying coaster. So that's what we're straight going to do. Of course, we're going to do the exactly same as we did with the other coasters. Just 2 up and place the entrance, exit, change all the train lengths, and of course put all the bushes and the trees in there. Just like so. And of course we are going to open the ride. And what we're now going to do is of course look at the thoughts. As I said at the beginning of the tutorial, as you can see, people are now saying steel coaster is extremely cheap. What you're then going to do is go back to the ride and increase the price with 1. And you're going to look at every coaster. Some coasters will say nothing, some coasters will say the price is fine, and some coasters will say the price is too expensive. And of course we're going to do the same for the rides. As you can see, multiple people are now saying TCAPS is too cheap. So I'm just going to increase the price, and for the space rings they think it's fine. Alright, now that we placed the coaster here, let's of course also do it on the other side. Open the ride, and now that we have around 6 coasters to rides, I'm definitely going to increase the price to maybe 35. You just have to like look at what works. Sometimes it's a bit expensive and you will see people not going in the park, so that means you have to make it of course cheaper. Alright, let's place the last ride we can do, and that is the flying coaster. And if you don't have enough money at this point, just wait and continue with the tutorial when you have enough money. This just takes time. It's not like you can build it in 10 minutes because you don't have enough money. If you already have a park and you're stuck at a certain star and you already have money, this will of course completely work fine. And if you have game passes, you can of course detail everything way more. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now that we have quite some rides and of course path, we are going to continue with all these stalls that we want to do. I normally just place them all in one row with like how they also are in the menu, and then I'm going to continue with these. And I normally don't place Sand Hat and Witch Hat. Those are just extremely expensive and don't really make the money back really quick. As you can see, we're already on 2.5 stars. The only thing we now need to do is place a few more rides. So 1, I am going to place the carousel ride. And of course, as we did with the teacups and the space rings, we're all everywhere going to place these hedges and trees. And while you are placing of course all these paths, don't forget to place the bins and the benches. Small tip, don't forget them, because I have done that in the past and it is irritating to clean everything up. Alright, next to that we're also going to place the slide. And there is one problem if you place the rides like this. As you can see, you are not allowed to place anything in here. If you have disabled glitches, of course you can place it. So what you are going to do, you are actually going to change some of this around. Of course, it really depends on how you place all the stuff. What I'm going to do is rotate these around. So the exit is going to be here, entrance here, and then the queue will be here. The queue is of course a little bit shorter now, but doesn't really matter. And also a really important thing to look at is of course the stall prices, because sometimes these are just too high for some reason. Make sure you also look at the stalls. Maybe there is some that is just too expensive, then you're going to increase the price or increase it, and press set cost of all slushy stalls or the stall to this price. So all these stalls in your park will have the same price, so you don't have that problem anymore. Alright, while I was saying that, as you can see, we have hit a 3-star park, which of course will include a few new coasters, the multi-lounge, phase turbine, the mine train, the floorless, a lot of new coasters. So we are going to place those, and as you can see, I also got the nice and tidy, so that's really nice. So as you will see, we are going to have a problem in the future that we don't have enough places for coast anymore. Just buy these 2 plots. These are really nice to have. They're not expensive, they're only 5 houses, which maybe is with, if you stand AFK, maybe for a few minutes, not more. And why I don't build further than here, because the thing will be that people are going to walk way more than needed. When people are walking, they are not going in the right. So the more they're walking, the less you will earn, the less fast it goes. So that's why it's better to build to the sides instead of building all the way up here. You can do it, but it also saves a lot of space if you just build to the side. Alright, let's place these, how many rides? 6 rides? Let's place them. And keep in mind, these rides are of course constantly becoming expensiver and expensiver. Don't forget to place all the trash cans, the hedges, and of course the trees. And we open the ride, and as you can see, as I said, this coaster only has 1 train because too big. I don't know what then is it, it's just too big. Then we're also of course going to continue with these stalls. Let's place the phase turbine here. And now that we've placed quite a lot of new rides, let's look at all the prices again. The inverted coaster can go up quite a lot. Alright, let's place a less ride on this side until we need of course to buy the extra plot. There we go. Of course we are going to open the ride, and as you can see, we already have quite a big park. 3.5 stars already. The only thing you now have to do is just place some rides, and then you hopefully have a 4-star park. If not, just continue with the tutorial, place a few more rides, place a few more stalls, place a few more coasters from the same type, or already buy the 2 plots, because as you can see, I haven't done actually anything yet, and we already have a 4-star park. So what I'm also going to do is unlock the left side first, just because why not? It doesn't really matter, you can of course also do the right side. I am first going to place 1 more ride here, which is going to be the drop tower, and you can actually make the drop tower quite cheap. You of course can also just place a normal drop tower, but I'm going to build this one. I'm going 2 up, and that's going to be the drop tower. I know it's amazing, it's really cool, but as you can see, if we test it, it will go up and drop. I know guys, it's an amazing drop tower, I know. Let's of course place all the hedges again. And we can actually do the same for the observation tower. So we're going 2 up, and we are just going to test it, see if it works. If I'm right, it does. As you can see, it goes up and it stops, it rotates a few times. And we have a really cheap observation tower where people still are going in for some reason. And I am almost at that point where I am placing rides and still making money. As you can see, I now have 9,000 almost, and when I'm placing these rides, it stays around the same amount of money. Of course, if you place more expensive rides and do more expensive stuff, then it will change, but at this moment, I am quite earning the money that I'm spending. Let's place a few more rides. We still need to place a few coasters on this side. And of course, I'm also going to do them on the other side. So let's place the mine train. And as you can see, I am already on 4.5 stars. So I don't actually think you need to unlock the other side. If you just maybe add 2-3 coasters, 1 ride, then you already have it. Or maybe it's even quicker, because this method is actually really easy, as you can see. I'm only doing the same. Not doing something really weird with the system. I'm not placing like 10 or 10 rides. I don't build my whole park full. I'm just placing a few coasters in a row with just a lot of hedges, because these hedges, I don't know, in the previous tutorial that I didn't place these, and it took way longer, and these hedges just add so much to the value of your park, which also of course makes this go way quicker. So let's also of course add the floorless. Don't forget timing to place the bins, and of course the stalls. And now that we've placed quite a lot of rides, let's look at all the prices and see if we can increase some of them, because I'm definitely sure we can. Alright, let's place the remaining 3 coasters. And the coasters are a little bit different with how you are going to do the queue and the exit. Not a lot different, but as you can see, these are too wide. I'm actually going to place the queue just the same, but as you can see, there's just a hole here where you are going to fit an extra tree. It's not really something extremely special, but you can just fit an extra tree in the space where you're going to build the coaster. We are coming closer and closer to a 5-star park. I have the feeling if we place these remaining coasters, or maybe even less, we are probably going to hit a 5-star park. But I'm also now getting at a point where I don't have enough money. Just wait, place the coaster, place everything. It just takes time, sadly. And as you can see, we have placed all the coasters that we have unlocked, and it perfectly fits in this space. So you only need to unlock this side. But as you can see, we are almost on a 5-star park. So the only thing you now are going to do is place a few more rides. And for this you just have to wait for money. You cannot really do anything, it's just waiting. The only thing you can do while we're waiting is of course increase the park price again if you haven't done that, because we have placed, as you can see, a lot of rides, and I think I can actually increase the park price to maybe even 55. Alright, so from this moment the tutorial got really boring. So what I mainly did was just going to keep placing a lot of rides. Of course, keep detailing them with hedges and trees, but it was mainly just rides. Okay, let's continue. And the last half star, for some reason, always takes so long to get. I don't know if it's because of the roller coasters or because of the rides. It's just a really weird system if you think about how to get the 5 stars. It takes so many different things to actually get it. What I'm also going to do is just place the old drop tower next to it, because why not? We still need more rides apparently, which was I not expecting. It is actually taking a little bit more than I first did. I have done this before, but with disable collisions, and then it is way easy because you can make everything way more compact.
2,000 years later.
Oh my god, finally I have a 5-star park. That took just a little bit longer as expected. As you can see, this is what everything I have placed. I placed a few more rides and some other stuff around, but I didn't change a lot while I just waited a lot, and as you can see, I now have a 5-star park. Alright, I hope you guys have learned something from this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe on my channel, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I will say, as always, goodbye.